Greetings, YouTube. Today I'll be doing a kind of a random assortment of figures. These are figures I picked up at thrift shops or yard sales and such, flea markets. I think these were, that was a flea market find. These were from a little antique thrift shop place, and these were from another thrift shop antique place. And I picked them up for next to nothing. I paid $1 for this. I paid $0.25 for this one, and I paid $1 for these two figures. And these two I bought together, which is why I'm showcasing them. First, just kind of a classic, which makes me think of what does this say? I honestly can't read that clearly. Britain's Limited. I think it made in England. Yeah, it's an English gorilla. I like that. But yeah, kind of the classic 19th century depiction of a gorilla. And I picked it up because not only did it make me smile, and I have the thing for gorillas, but it would be perfect for 25mm figures, which would be about this high, and this would make a large gorilla. That would be quite nice in that scale. And at the same place, they also had this this squid, with the the paddle style tentacles, along with the other tentacles which are rearing back as you're about to use these going forward. And this, I mean, it's a very simple figure, but I think they did a nice job as far as some of this. I mean, it's got nice texture in here. You actually have the jet well depicted in there. The eyes are sewn on the sides with pretty much the way they would have been. It has, and even though it's not a really, huge or dynamic figure, I think it's quite nice. And again, for a 25mm figure, this would make a good use for a sea encounter, or if you're going to be going full-blown high fantasy, you could actually have this be an aerial squid. There's no reason you can't do that when you're doing fantasy. I've done things like that myself. Then we have a pink hammerhead shark, and I purchased it because it's a bright pink hammerhead shark, and it made me smile. The plastic is somewhat rigid. It's smooth, very minimal amounts of realism here. The gills are in place, the eyeballs are in place, and they were nice enough to put them on the underside, as opposed to smack dab in the middle, because they actually are designed to let the shark look to side, but also scan the area in front of it, because this is designed for detection. There are sensors in here that allow the shark to detect for creatures below the sand. They pick up electromagnetic impulses. But the fins are all in place. They look cool, and it's a pink shark. And you could use this in 25mm miniatures as well, because it's about the right size for a very large shark. Larger than like a human would be this big, so far larger than a hammerhead shark is actually in comparison to a human in real life. And this one is an actual Safari Unlimited dinosaur. And to pick one of these things up for only 50 cents, I thought was a nice deal. And it's some variety of raptor. I'm not sure which one it is. If anyone else out there can tell me which particular dinosaur this is, that would be cool. I know that Invisigoth has a large collection of dinosaurs, so maybe she'll be able to tell me who it is. I like the head ridges, but I knew just picking it up and going, this is not just a cheap miniature. This is one that's decent quality, because I couldn't actually read the text in the dim light of the room I was in. For 50 cents, I figure I couldn't lose. And I quite like the nice open jaw. It says good claws. Obviously a little chunky at this scale, but still also very good for 25mm figures, because you got a very threatening dinosaur at that scale. I mean, yeah, I think the human's going to come to about here on this figure. So yeah, this is definitely going to be considered a danger. And last but not least, we have this figure, which is just weird. Okay, first of all, it's made out of rubber. I searched online. I can't find this figure anywhere. So if somebody can help me find out where this came from, and was it part of another set? Because by gosh and by golly, I have to own the whole thing. Because these are just freaky. Because the torso is not to the same thickness as it's not even close to being the right scale in many ways. But somebody did this for a reason, and I don't know what it is, because it doesn't make me think of any historical monster. This is a kludged together thing, literally, and it was obviously combining two different creatures, but also like somebody just designed this. And so you've got a tube top almost going on here for the chest, a human torso, human face, with this that looks like a headband, but it's got antennas. So I don't know if like this thing lacks antennas, but they wear a headband to emulate antennas even more, because scorpions don't wear antennas like that. They don't have antennas like that. But it's got scorpion-like snips, no hands, but a scorpion's torso, 6 legs, and a stinger, well, kind of sort of a stinger, with some very minimal green paint on here. So obviously this thing's coming like out of China or something, but it's weird, man. And you throw this at a group of people on a 25mm scale, they're going to be freaking out, like, what is this thing? Which would be wonderful. So this has been just a grab bag of things that I have put together over the last few weeks, last couple of months. So there's nothing in particular here of that's connected to each other, just some stuff I picked up cheap, and wanted to give an example that you can find miniatures and figures for your games, for entertainment and collectible, just about anywhere.